The stipend rates are different for each of you because it could be that, you know, you may have a more advanced degree, or or the position that you have taken is more of a high level position. So the base rate for the program is $500 a week stipend. You guys will get paid time off. You guys will get 40 hours of PTO to be able to use throughout your RA-ship. And in addition to those paid time days off, you guys will also get holidays. So all holidays that you guys will also receive paid time off for those as well. So any days that we get off, you guys get off. That's the best way I can explain it. We also will sometimes get early releases whenever there's a holiday. Sometimes we get early releases. So whenever we have these early releases, you guys are also entitled to early releases. So you get your 40 hours of paid time off, you get your holidays, as well as those early releases. In addition to that, you guys will get a $1,000 monthly living allowance that will be sent through you guys' partner. The travel training dollars, you guys will get $2,750 to be able to use towards travel and training. So what does that mean? Anything that promotes professional development, you guys will be able to use the $2,750 on. So that could be a professional conference that you guys might find that aligns with your position or your career aspirations. So if you do find a conference or something, we can use the funds to pay for your registration. If you have to travel, we can use the funds to pay for your travel expenses, all in support of that particular conference that you are trying to attend. As well as if it's a training, whether the training is in person or virtual, your money can go towards that. So anything professional development. So we really hope that you guys will kind of do some research and try to find those opportunities for you to use your travel training funds on, as well as talk to your supervisor. Your supervisor is aware of the training travel funds that you get, but have that conversation with them and ask them to help you to identify those opportunities for you to use your money for. And one of the things that we see a lot is that RAs will finish the program and not use their money, or they might use some of it, but not all of it. And again, this money is for you. So each of you have, again, $2,750 to use towards travel training. Use your money. The next thing is commuter allowance. If you are an in-person RA, you will also get a commuter allowance, which is $50 a month. That money can be used for parking expenses. If you are going to an office and you have parking fees, you guys can use that money for the parking fees. You guys can use it for gas, bus pass, train pass, whatever your transportation needs are, you guys will be able to use that commuter allowance for that. But again, if you are a virtual intern, you will not get the commuter allowance. For driving and uniforms and stuff like that, you guys will just talk to if you are in person, again, you will just talk to your supervisor about those uniforms. And a lot of times they will have surplus items at the office that they can provide you if they would like for you to be in uniform. A lot of times it really doesn't matter, or sometimes it matters if you're going to be engaging with the public, then they will ask for you to be in uniform. So they might provide you with a Forest Service shirt or something like that. But you guys will also get a resource assistant shirt that will be mailed out to each of you sometime next month. So be on the lookout for that as well. In addition to all of those other benefits that I was talking about, the other thing I want to talk about is the last bullet that you see here is the direct hire authority, as well as the non-competitive eligibility. So in addition to this program, or at the end of this program, once you guys complete your 960 hours, you guys will receive a certificate. And that certificate will give you 2 special hiring authorities. And what I mean by hiring authority is there's in the federal government, there are certain authorities that will allow you a certain status. And so with the 2 authorities that you guys have, the non-competitive, that means that you guys are going to be able to apply for jobs that you normally would not be able to apply for, right? So with the non-com, if you guys have ever been to USA Jobs, you'll see that positions are posted and it'll tell you who can apply for those positions. And they have just all of these different icons. So some jobs are for federal government employees only. Some jobs are for folks that have a disability or a veteran, so forth and so on. So you guys will be able to then go to USA Jobs with the certificate and apply for those jobs that are listed as a special authority. Again, that's going to give you that merit, that internal status to apply for some Forest Service positions that you technically or normally would not be eligible to apply for, right? The second authority that you'll receive will be the direct hire authority. The direct hire authority means that we'll be able to directly appoint you into a position in which you qualify for without having to compete, right? So if you go to USA Jobs and use the non-comp, you get that merit status, but you still have to apply and compete. With the direct hire authority, you do not have to compete. As long as you have the certificate, you have the degree, and you have that experience that qualifies you for that position, you can be directly appointed into that position. And so we'll talk more about that stuff a little later, and kind of provide you guys more resources and tools to understand how that really works. But I just kind of want to cover that really quickly there. And Angelica, if you can click the other side to this. So really quickly, I'll go over the eligibility. We don't really have to cover that a whole lot, just because you guys are all eligible. If you can keep going, there's like 4 more. Yeah. So to be in this program, you must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. You must be at least 17 years old. You have to complete the 960 hours. Some of you are working 8 months. Some of you are working 12 months. Some of you are only working 6. So it only takes about 6.5 months to complete the 960 hours. So you guys will all be able to get that with no problem. You must have at least a minimum of associate's degree. So those of you that may be in school finishing your degree, if you don't have your degree yet, you will not be able to receive your certificate, right? So the eligibility piece, you must have your a degree to be in the program. But as you guys heard earlier, we have engaged some folks that were currently in school. So if you're currently in school, finishing your program, and you finish this particular RAP program and hit your 960 hours, you will not be able to receive your certificate until you complete school, okay? Because as a part of the program, you must have a degree. So hopefully you guys understand that piece. And yeah, you can go to the next one, Angelica. All right, so each of you have received or should have received your resource assistant handbook. If you have not received that, we'll send that back out to everyone, but you guys should have that resource assistant handbook. In this handbook, you guys will be able to learn more about the program, some of the objectives of the program. You guys will be able to see some stuff about professional development, the roles and responsibilities, the whole 9. So hopefully you guys have had an opportunity already to kind of flip through the book and read about the program to make yourself familiar with it before starting orientation this week. But again, if you have not, then take some time to read through there, because you guys may have questions, and a lot of your questions, the answers could be right there in your handbook. So just take some time to kind of read through that, and you look at some of those templates that we have in there for things, as well as learning some of those acronyms as well, because you guys will hear and see a lot of acronyms in the agency or just in the federal government. You want to make sure that you know what those things are. Your mentors also have a handbook. It's not the same as yours. It's a mentor handbook that they have. So again, anything that you guys need, if you have any questions, you or your mentor, make sure that you check into your either their guide or your handbook, just to see if the answers that you're looking for are in the book. Next. So just to cover the roles and responsibilities really quickly, as you can see here, it takes a community to manage this program. And so I'm just gonna go through each one of these boxes really quickly, just to kind of tell you what their roles and responsibilities are. So for the mentor, your mentor was responsible for selecting you as the resource assistant to work for them. They're gonna provide that direct work and those tasks and those activities that they'll need you to do. They'll provide that work, those work plans. They're also responsible for providing that support of professional development. So again, lining you out, not with just those, the work that's needed for your position, but also tapping into some things that you might be interested in outside of your position. So make sure that you are having those conversations with your mentor, sharing what your interests are and what your career aspirations are, so that they can help you and support you within your professional development. And that goes back to even your travel training funds that you guys will be able to use towards your professional development. The WO, which is the Washington office, we are responsible for the agreements. And so again, we have these agreements with partners which you guys will be able to meet all of the partners tomorrow. So each of you are working through your own separate partner, which I'll get to the partners here shortly, but we have agreements, and that's what we're responsible for in the Washington office. All of the onboarding, the orientation, which is why you had to meet with myself, Vanessa, and Dawn prior to this week, because there was a lot of work that had to be done behind the scenes to get you guys to this point. The reporting and policy are other things that we're responsible for. So the RO, which stands for the regional office, and if you guys didn't know, or you guys will learn this in the Forest Service 101, but the way it works is you have the Washington office, and then you have a regional office, then you have a supervisor's office, and then you have a district office. So that's what you guys will see if you hear someone says the WO, that's the Washington office, RO, or SO, that's kind of what that stands for. So the regional office is that next level down from the Washington office. And so you guys will also receive a point of contact at that level. So if you guys need additional support, you'll have someone at the regional level, which will be your regional liaison. We'll make sure you guys know who yours is. I think they'll actually be joining us in a couple of sessions this week. So we'll make sure you guys know who your regional liaison is to help provide that additional support. And your regional liaison will also be the person that will be issuing you your certificate and also providing extra networking opportunities for you. So that's what you'll have at the RO. As far as the partner, so the partner was responsible for recruiting you guys to apply for these positions and also providing the program benefits and support. And so the funds that I talked about, you guys getting all of that will be managed and provided through the partner. So if you find a training or something that you want to do, you would just let your partner program manager know what that training is or know what the opportunity is, and then they'll make sure that they provide the instructions on how to go about it. Either they'll pay for it up front or they'll provide reimbursement opportunities for you guys. So when I talked about the partners, we have 5 national partners. And those partners, again, will introduce themselves later and provide an overview, which you guys have MANNERS, which stands for Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Related Sciences. You have the Green and Youth Foundation, which is also GYF. You have HAF, which stands for Hispanic Assets Foundation. You also have EFTA, Environment for the Americas. And then lastly, you have Mobilize Green. So each of you are working through a partner. And of course, by now, you know who your partner program managers and such are. So those are our 5 national partners. And again, you'll learn more about them on tomorrow. And then lastly, you as a resource assistant, your role and responsibility in this is to develop your expertise, to pursue career development and perform essential work. So do your job is what it boils down to. Do your job, do great work, show up, make sure that you are attentive, make sure that you are putting your best foot forward. This is an amazing opportunity, and I hope you guys really understand what an amazing opportunity it is. You know, people come through this program, and when they finish the program, they have a job with the agency. And again, you guys get what I call the Willy Wonka golden ticket. You guys get a special direct hire authority. And as you guys may or may not know, it's kind of hard to get into the federal government, right? And so by having this Willy Wonka golden ticket, that's your way in. And even though you will get the Willy Wonka golden ticket at the end of the program by completing it, that does not mean that we have to hire you guys, right? You may be appointed into a position. So they still have to want you, right? So you got to make sure that you, again, put your best foot forward, make sure you're doing a job, make sure you're showing up on time or before time. And also just be mindful of other things that you do, like with your social media and stuff like that. So just know that the way I can explain this is like a long-term interview process for you guys, right? While you're working in this program. So look at it that way. This is a long-term interview, and you want to make sure that every day you're showing up as the best version of yourself. The goal is to get you hired, right? So every day that you work, you should think about that. I want to get hired. I want them to want me. I want them to hire me. So let me make sure, again, that I put my best foot forward. And that's all that we can ever ask of you guys, right? I want everyone to get hired. But if we're being honest, not everyone always makes it to the end. Some people either have to leave the program early for various reasons, whether it, you know, they just couldn't manage, you know, the time of being a student and being a full-time employee. There's other things that have came up. And so just know that we are committed here to support you, but you still have to do your part, right? And I'll be talking more with you guys about other stuff later on, but I just kind of really wanted to put extra emphasis on your role and your responsibility, because that's why we're here, and we're here to support you guys, but we need you to do your part. The last slide. Thank you. Actually, I just have a couple more slides. So this slide here shows you a monthly performance review. And so it's going to be expected that you meet with your supervisor or your mentor to kind of talk through your performance, to just kind of do a check-in. How am I doing? Is there any areas that I need to or that I can improve on? So, ask your supervisor those questions. And it's also good for you to identify where you currently are right now before you even start working. Identify some of your strengths, identify some of your weaknesses, and find, ways with your supervisor that you can improve on those areas. So you can use this template. You guys will find this in your handbook. Your supervisor will also have this, or you guys can create your own. You don't have to use this one. This is just something that we kind of created to kind of help you to, build out a performance review. And so you can see that it has significant accomplishments, your opportunities to improve. And you can also put some stuff in here about work plans. We'll talk more about work plans and IDPs more, I think, on Thursday. But yeah, so make sure you're checking in with your supervisor. Next, Angelica. Thank you. So this is just a quick view of an IDP, an individual development plan. So all of us as federal employees have individual development plans. And so the best way I can explain it is it's a contract, right? It's a contract with you and your supervisor to say, these are the things that I need or want to develop professionally. And so you're going to outline those, again, conferences, those trainings, whether it's on-the-job training or actual training that you have to go to. You're going to outline those things and you're going to put it on the contract, and you both are going to sign it, right? So that way you can go, it's beyond a conversation, because sometimes we can have conversations with supervisors and say, I want to do this one thing. And they say, yeah, we'll do that. I support it. And then priorities change, and that conversation comes back around. Hey, you remember you said that I could go to such and such training? Or hey, do you remember when you said that I could go to this conference? Well, it's now here. And they might say, well, yeah, priorities have changed. I don't think we'll be able to do that. Well, this is your contract, right? So it's not about a conversation that someone may or may not remember. It's about what's written down. So make sure that you really give your IDP some good hard thought behind what you want to do. Put it on paper. Give yourself some deadlines or dates that you want to accomplish these things, or whenever this conference is going to be. And again, you'll talk this over with your supervisor and you both will sign it. And again, that's going to be kind of your contract with your supervisor to say, this is what we agreed to for my professional development. And again, you guys will find this in your handbook. I will also show you guys another way to create these IDPs. And we, again, have already shared these resources with your mentor. So they are equipped and ready to have these meetings with you to develop your IDPs. You can go forward. All right, this is my last slide. I know I said that a minute ago, but this really is my last slide. So lastly, the resources and tools. You guys see the website here where you guys can learn more about the Resource Assistant Program by visiting that site. The RAP Connect portal, will go more into details about that on another day. But just really quick, the RAP Connect portal is going to be the portal that was designed for you guys to be able to connect you with hiring managers. And so the same way we have USA Jobs and we have a outreach database for posting positions, this is where they find you. So you guys will go to this site and you will create yourself a profile. You don't have to do it yet because you guys are just now getting started. And so we really advise you guys to start creating your profile kind of midway in the program, because people are checking the site every day. And so you don't want someone to go there, find you, hey, I'm interested in hiring you. You're like, oh, I actually just started last week, so I'm not ready for hire yet. Catch me in about 7-8 months and then I'll be ready. So again, we just kind of wanted to just let you guys know what it was now, but no expectations for you guys to create a profile just yet. But what you'll be able to do is you'll go there, you'll create your profile, you'll share information about yourself, and you'll also have your resume will be on there as well. So someone can download your resume, take a look at it, and just really call you up and say, hey, I saw your profile, I read it, I like it. let's have a chat about this opportunity that I might have at my office. And if you like them and they like you, then guess what? That's when we'll pull out that Willy Wonka golden ticket, and then we'll be able to point you into that position. Just like that. It really is just that easy. But yeah, that's what the Route Connect portal is. And so we'll show you guys more about what that looks like later on this week. And then lastly, you guys have the email. And I'm pretty sure you probably have that saved, because you guys had to send us quite a few items to even get to this point. But that's the email to contact us if you have any questions about anything. And yeah, that's, I think, is my last slide, Angelica. Yeah. All right, so that was just a really quick rundown and overview of the Resource Assistant Program. If you guys have any questions, I know we are still ahead of schedule with our time here. Let me just check one thing. Yeah, we have a lot of time, actually. So before we go to another session, we'll allow some questions. And so I will pull up the chat here just to make sure we don't have any questions. Oh, the Resource Assistant Handbook. Okay, Vanessa's gonna send that out to everyone. All right, so are there any questions about the Resource Assistant Program? Anything that you guys have been wondering about, anything that you might be confused about, and you just need, you know, some clarity on it? Can you talk about the email signature block we should make, the links? Okay, yeah, so the signature block that you guys will create, we'll drop another link into the chat box for you guys to click, and you'll be able to go to the page where it kind of gives you the instructions on how to create your signature block, your official one. So we'll drop it in there. Any other questions? Feel free to drop it in the chat, or you can use the reactions and just raise your hand and we'll call on you and take your questions. All right, Margaret, go for it.
I haven't actually gotten logged on to my Forest Service email at all yet. Is that something we have to wait for until we have our computers, or is that something we can start doing on our regular computer?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, you'll just want to wait till you get your Forest Service computer. So once you get that, I think Vanessa had already shared in an email the help desk number. So once you receive your computer, you'll call the help desk and they'll get you all logged on.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I'll just point out a little bit about the computers situation. Yes, we tried really hard to get all of your computers by orientation. Unfortunately, there has been backlog in the computer depot and asset management. So I believe 9 of you might still be waiting, and we apologize for that. But once your computer does arrive, we did send out an email last week, I believe it was Wednesday, that had a spreadsheet of your email addresses as well as your short names. So once you have your computer, you have the spreadsheet, you call that number also in the email, CHD, and then just direct the representative to help you set up your computer. And yeah, you should be okay with those steps. And I believe there's another question regarding the email signature block. So that you can access once you have already set up your computer.
Thank you for that, Vanessa. So I see another comment about the handbook. So that's going to be 2 different handbooks. And so, well, I'm assuming, because I don't think they have a copy of ours. Well, they may have a copy of ours, but if it doesn't look like the one that I shared in my presentation, then it's not, right? So again, as a partner, you guys are going to be getting material from them to understand their organization more, but you guys also have the route handbook on our side to learn Forest Service things. Okay. And oh, someone just received, Amanda just received her computer 5 minutes ago. So yeah, you guys might be receiving your computer. If you have not received it, it's probably going to come like any day now. So even while you guys are right here in the middle of orientation. So that's great. So Amanda, what I would say do is that when we have like our bigger breaks or something, maybe you can go ahead and call the help desk and go ahead and get your stuff set up so that you can be able to use your computer for the rest of the week. And then, and if you need assistance, you know, just let us know. Julia? Oh, sorry, was someone saying something? Oh, okay, Julia, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I have my computer and I have everything working except for Outlook. When I try to open Outlook, it has like cannot start Microsoft Outlook error, and it doesn't happen with any of the other ones. So is that something I should contact the help desk about?
Probably so. They're probably
Okay.
going to have to remote in and help you figure that issue out.
All right, thanks.
No problem. All right. Any other questions?
Sylvia, this is Barbara. I think maybe in the meantime, Julia, you could go to office365.com and sign in that way, and then you could access your email until you get your Outlook working. I think that'll work for you.
Thanks for that, Barbara.
I have tried that, but when I do that, it wants you to log in with your link pass, and I don't have my link pass yet. So,
Yep. Okay, thanks.
but thanks anyways. I appreciate it.
Okay, so Joe has a comment. A picture of a cohort together. Yes, so that picture, so there was two pictures actually that I showed in my presentation. The first one where the big group of folks, that was the resource assistants, I want to say in 2019, correct me if I'm wrong, lady. Yeah, so, huh?
2018.
2018. So yeah, we I wasn't a part of the program nationally at that point in time, but yeah, the resource assistants were able to travel to Washington, DC, and for a few days for workshops and other things. And yeah, they were able to take that picture together. Unfortunately, due to COVID, I don't know that we'll be able to meet in person, because if we could, we would definitely have had this orientation in person. And hopefully one day we'll be able to meet again in person. But what I will say is that, you know, if things change and we are able to meet in person, then we will be exploring an opportunity to try and bring you guys together, maybe at midpoint or towards the end of the program, if the opportunity presents itself. So we're hopeful, but we'll see. And then the other picture that was in the presentation was, we like to take a lot of pictures, you guys. And so we'll be taking like a cohort picture, a virtual cohort picture. I don't know what day we'll do it. Probably the last day, I think, is usually when we take that picture. So we'll have a picture of us and you guys on the last day. Let's see what else we have here. Links. The Rap Connect portal. Okay, so she just provided the Rap Connect portal link. And can we have an event to get together? One thing that I will say though, you guys, even though we can't put together an event for you guys right now to bring everyone together, you guys are definitely more than welcome to create your own event, especially those of you that are living close to each other. You know, find out, especially if you're virtual, because you already don't get to really interact with your supervisor in person and your other staff members. So find those opportunities to get out and explore and meet each other. So we'll be providing you guys an opportunity to, again, network amongst yourselves in the afternoon. I think the first one will start tomorrow. So just ask each other questions like, hey, where do you live? And we've already shared where you're going to be working. So if you are, you know, in the vicinity of someone, like plan a trip, you know, plan a hiking trip, or, you know, meet at a restaurant or something. And if there's anyone close to Atlanta, let me know. We can meet up in Atlanta. You know, we can find somewhere, go to like Piedmont Park or somewhere where, you know, we don't have to be indoors, you know, due to COVID. So there's definitely an opportunity to be creative here. I think that might have gotten all the comments.